Well, Dieter Powles is our life coach. We talk to him every Friday, and today we're talking about being confident. Dieter, you say that you're confident that you can help anyone develop more confidence.
Absolutely. Because,
How?
well, because confidence is a behavior. It's a learned behavior. Everybody can learn how to become more confident.
But what about if someone is a very shy person?
Do you think there is such a thing as a shy gene that people are born with?
I don't know. Is there scientific data that supports this?
No, it's a learned behavior. And at one point in their lives, it was for a very good reason where they adopted this behavior, right?
Right. So say you're someone who is really good in a lab and you feel very comfortable in that environment, and you're a scientist, but when you get outside of that and you go into a social event, it's very difficult to feel confident, to be someone who mingles in a crowd because you feel intimidated. So what do you start doing?
Well, if that's the same person, that person already knows how to be confident in one context.
Right.
So if I understand the structure of him or her being confident in that situation, I can also translate that same structure into any situation, into any context. Because there's a structure to confidence. There is an emotional component, a physical component, like a certain physiology, and a mental component. Because what people are doing, Christine, all the time is they're making images, they have self-talk, they carry themselves a certain way. Once I understand how they do that, we can change that.
Right. The inner dialogue is so important, isn't it? What you tell yourself about yourself.
Absolutely, but you have to stop and think, what are the things I'm talking about? Am I talking myself down? Am I talking about other people, what they think about me, right? Because it's all made up. We make stories up all the time, and these stories either help us become more confident, or they actually erode our sense of confidence.
And sometimes it takes someone like you, a life coach, or someone like in the movie The King's Speech, which is a terrific movie, which got for Academy Award and won a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And in this movie, the king was such a stutterer and had such a problem getting over it, and his internal dialogue was so toxic, and he got help because someone believed in him.
The moment he started trusting the other person, the other character, that he could help him become more confident in his speech, because he had a speech impediment. I mean, he had to overcome other challenges.
Sure.
But it's a wonderful story how when you believe in someone, they start believing in themselves, they start changing the inner dialogue, what can happen in people's life.
And I think the great moment there in terms of inner dialogue is when he had him put on the headsets and block out everything, that he was able to be very fluent, and he didn't believe it until he heard it later on. He listened to it and he thought, wow, I actually did get all those words out, but he wasn't talking to himself because the music was blocking his inner voice.
He could only hear the music, absolutely, yeah. But that's just one component. We also make images about ourselves, right? And we stand a certain way. So if people are not feeling confident in a certain area of their lives, you got to ask yourself, what am I telling myself? How am I visualizing myself? What images am I making in my mind? And how I carry myself? We have to let go of the outcome too. When people go to a job interview or they ask somebody out on a date, right? We have to let go of the outcome and really start enjoying the experience of being fully present. Exactly. And confidence helps with that process.
Right, and so practice makes perfect, really. How do you get good at that if you don't do it all the time?
You have to build a routine, like we talked about, and the routines eventually becomes a habit. Like when you're young, you're starting to walk and then you're going to fall. The child doesn't say, you know what, I don't think that walking thing is for me. I'm going to stick with the crawling. No, you stand up and you practice.
Yeah, and someone says, come on, you can do it.
It's like a muscle. You have to build it, and eventually you'll become good at it. It becomes natural, and everybody can learn it.
Great advice. And if you want to contact Dieter Powles, our life coach, just go to our website at kplr11.com. And he's confident that he can help you, and I'm confident